Good morning, my name is Engineer Piyush Pandey and the topic for today's discussion is presentation skills. Ladies and gentlemen, presentation is a situation in which you have to explain something to the audience by the mode of PowerPoint slide inside an auditorium. Now, presentation may be divided into three parts: introduction, main body and conclusion. During introduction of the presentation, you must introduce your topic sincerely in front of the audience. Give a brief explanation about your topic so that everybody sitting in the audience is familiar with the topic. There may be certain people in the auditorium who are already well aware of the topic on which you are going to explain. And there may be some other sets of people who are absolutely unaware of the topic which you are going to explain. So by giving a brief, simple introduction, everybody becomes familiar that what you are going to talk about. So this is introduction. Then comes main body. In main body, you actually start showing the PowerPoint slides that you have prepared in reference to the topic of the presentation. Now, you prepare a PowerPoint slide, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is the best way of preparing PowerPoint slide? Now, what you are going to write on PowerPoint slide, it completely depends upon your choice that what kind of presentation it is or what type of topic it is. That decides that how brief or how elaborate the slides should be. But normally we say that graphical part should be more on slides and written parts should be in bullet form, so that audience are able to understand something in the form of graphics and drawings, which will be easy for them to understand. And then the bullet points that you have mentioned on the slide, you need to explain those bullet points in your own words. This is the best way of preparing the PowerPoint slide. Then comes props. Props means certain hardware which you can use to express your ideas in a more better way. That is called prop. So prop can be any kind of object which is related to the topic of your presentation. Whatever you are explaining to the audience, whatever your topic is, in reference to that topic, you must try to use large number of objects so that it becomes a live example for the audience to understand that what you are going to explain them. It becomes very easy for audience to understand your point of view when you are making use of prop. Then comes, after main body, after this prop thing, you can also use certain audio visual elements, like you can make use of videos. You can show videos to the audience, and you can make use of there are many methods of expressing something in PowerPoint slide. We have different categories of projectors also. In earlier times, we were using overhead projector. So what was overhead projector? There was a torch light which used there was a torch at the top which used to flash light on the transparent screen, and we used to make written documents in the form of transparencies. So whenever the light used to flash on transparency, its image was highlighted on the wall. So this was known as overhead projector. And now we are using multimedia projectors. You can connect these projectors to your system, and whatever you are showing on your computer screen, it is clearly visible on the big screen inside the auditorium hall. And then we can also make use of flip charts. Now, what is flip chart? Flip chart is a big chart which can be flipped, and you can explain something in the form of story on that flip chart. Now, what happens? Flip chart is a big drawing sheet, and you can flip that drawing sheet for another page. In this type of technique, what people do, people explain something in the form of story. On the first sheet, they explain the first part of the story. Then they flip the sheet, and on the second sheet, there is a second part of the story. Then they again flip the sheet. On the third sheet, there is a third part of story. So this is how they explain something to the audience. But you need to prepare flip chart in advance before coming to your presentation. Before coming to your presentation, you need to prepare flip chart in advance. This is required if you are explaining something by the mode of flip chart. Otherwise, we have multimedia projector nowadays, and we can explain something by the mode of multimedia projectors. So these are the tools, these are the audio visual elements which you can use in order to express your point of view clearly during presentation. This is the main body of the presentation. And then comes the conclusion of the presentation. How you are going to end the presentation. Now, how you are going to end the presentation, this is also very crucial as you start the presentation. Starting and ending of the presentation. Now let me explain this part to you also, ladies and gentlemen. Starting the presentation. How do you start the presentation? Of course, that is a different thing. In introduction part, you explain something to the audience, then main body, then conclusion, which I'm going to explain you very soon. But first of all, let us talk about how to start the presentation. Whenever you are going to start the presentation, try to be very enthusiastic, because if you are enthusiastic, audience will also be equally enthusiastic and they will participate in the presentation with full concentration. So whenever you enter the auditorium, try to be very excited. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Engineer Piyush Pandey and today I am going to explain you something about this particular topic. This is the level of excitement which you should show in front of the audience. If you are excited, audience will also be excited. Then you explain the entire presentation by all types of audio visual elements which I just told you, and then comes the end of the presentation. Now, how to end the presentation, ladies and gentlemen? Whenever you are about to end the presentation, the first thing is you directly say to the audience that okay, now we are going to end the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us talk about the last part of the presentation. So when you say that we are going to talk about the last part of the presentation, audience becomes conscious that yes, this is the last thing which the presenter is going to explain. And once you have mentioned that this is the last part of your presentation, please do not explain anything after that. Doesn't matter how important it is. Once you have told that this is the last part of your presentation, please don't say anything after that, even if it is very, very crucial, because audience feels irritated and they are not going to concentrate on your presentation. So once you have said that, okay, this is the last part of my presentation, after explaining that part, thank the audience and just stop. Another crucial aspect is when we are speaking something in a flow, our voice is loud. But as we end the presentation, we must low down our voice. We must low down our voice. When we are explaining crucial things about the topic of the presentation, we are in a flow, and when we are in a flow, we speak fast. But when you are about to end the presentation, you should slowly put your voice down so that audience can understand that yes, now the time has come when this person is going to end the presentation. So there are two methods of ending the presentation. First is you should directly say to the audience that now this is the last part of my presentation. And second thing is you must low down your voice so that audience automatically understands that yes, now you are going to end the presentation. Two methods are there of ending the presentation. And while ending the presentation, you must keep in mind some more important things like you must tell something to the audience which they can utilize in their personal life in reference to the topic of the presentation. Now they are sitting in a presentation for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Definitely audience is also going to think that how this presentation is going to benefit me in my personal and professional life. So at the end of the presentation, you must explain this thing to the audience that how this presentation is going to bring profits in personal and professional life of the audience. If you are able to explain this thing thoroughly, audience will be fully satisfied, and this is the best ending that you can give to your presentation. So these are the crucial points of delivering presentation, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you loved all these points and you are also going to introduce these points in your next presentation. I am very hopeful of that. Thank you very much. Have a great day.